Hello, everybody. So I am here shuffling my cards because this is what Spirit has guided me to do. This is something that is very spur of the moment. It is currently 9:26 p.m. where I am on the East Coast. I don't even know the date. January 22nd, 2025. And we're going to shuffle some cards, and I'm going to get some messages from Spirit for somebody or somebodies out there. Spirit has messages all the time. And what I'm doing is I'm trying something new in that I'm trying to be a channel for that, for just anybody. The more people this reaches, the better. When you interact with this video, you have a higher likelihood of receiving a message, because if you like, you subscribe, you leave a comment, something like that, you're integrating your energy into the collective that I'm reading for. So there will be a bigger chance for you to receive something through me from Spirit. Right now I just saw the color magenta. So there's some talk about the stellar gateway. So we only really focus on the 7 chakras, but above the crown chakra is the stellar gateway, and it is a beautiful bright magenta. I just saw that. So I'm getting some higher self, connecting with my higher self energy going on here. Coming through the crown. This might be a little bit of an extensive process. I don't know, because I've not done it before. But we're just going to go with it. I saw the letter S as well. So your name can start with an S, or a loved one who is in spirit, their name might start with an S, or it could be a spirit guide. Or it could be somebody in your life that you're focused on now. Yeah, I saw 2 of Cups, so I think this is a love message coming through. Fours. Now I'm seeing 4s. And I'm specifically drawn to the month of April. So Aries, end of April, Taurus. You could have Aries in your chart, Taurus. There are a lot of people here that are part of a collective of, and I don't like to use this kind of description, but it's the only one that I have in my vocabulary at the moment. But like part of a chosen one collective, and essentially we are all part of that one, But there is a very spiritual collective here that is being highlighted in my third eye right now. There's very, very big spiritual emphasis here. So there's probably some of you that have been working on your gifts in some way. Yeah, I keep seeing the 2 of Cups. So there's somebody here. There's a love interest here. There's a love interest here. Yep, slow moving, but still it's here. All right. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. I got some, all right. Okay. Love energy. I was right about that. I was right about that. However, what's happening here is that Spirit's talking about there being some heartbreak here. Because we can... Yeah. Okay. Movement towards... I see what happens. Okay, that's what's happening here. So there's a very specific story here. There's this... I don't mean story like fairy tale. I mean like somebody's lived experience that I'm seeing. So somebody just went through... Sorry about the noise. Somebody just went through a betrayal, big time. So this person, you, who I'm speaking to... God, you worked really hard to get fully grounded, and you have a very practical framework to you. You could be an earth sign or a Capricorn. Slow and steady wins the race keeps going over in my head. And it's like you were working so tenaciously at a project, and part of that project was you. You being efficient, and you know what it's like, like how somebody whittles something and it takes a long time, and every day they work a little bit more at it until they have carved what they have imagined. And that's how I feel about you. You have this very strong foundation that you built as a younger person too, like somebody who was like not really fazed by anything else because you had a goal in mind. And that goal is around like success. It's centered around you being successful. And so what I feel like this is how I feel like the story is going. Something that someone that you met along the way ended up being incredibly deceptive, and it threw you for a loop, and it sort of ungrounded you, because you were betrayed. There was a lot of dishonesty and perhaps even cheating, a strategy, like being pulled into something that you couldn't calculate, you were heading towards something that you thought was good, but it ended up being something that was very low vibrational, something that you are not, that you experienced, and it wasn't your fault. They're saying it wasn't your fault. It's not your fault, because this isn't ending either. God, there's a collective of people here that were very much wooed by somebody that came across as like the knight in shining armor, just like completely emotionally, he's just like charming and charismatic and the romantic. And so there are a couple of different players here, and it's very hard for me to gauge which like, because I feel like I'm jumping timelines, or maybe I'm just like jumping from one person's situation to another person's situation. It feels like that. Casanova comes along, but then there's conflict and disagreement. And then there's loss and regret, and there's heartbreak. So somebody's healing tremendously, trying to heal from heartbreak right now. And you're being guided to follow through on something. There is something that you have not finished or completed. And you're being guided to follow through on whatever it is, okay? Be it therapy, working on yourself, going back into some creative energy, so that you can channel and transmute the heartbreak and the loss that you're feeling. So you can use it for good. They're saying you can use it to make something beautiful. That's the beauty of pain. Pain has created some of the most beautiful work in our world for millennia. So they're asking you to do that. To put your faith and trust back into what it is that you prefer to align yourself with. What are you most passionate about? What are you avoiding? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself, because you're overthinking. Yeah, here comes completion again. Follow through, completion again. Somebody needs to follow through on something that delights them. The inspire, the inner fire, empathy and compassion for the self. So you got to give yourself a little bit of, you got to give yourself a break, because you're hard on yourself right now. A lot of that heartache and loss is bleeding over into like, what did I do? Like you trying to like take it on and blame yourself for something that somebody else did. And then that can turn into anger. So they're asking that you really focus on what you are feeling and what you are saying to yourself. Like the words, the internal stuff. What are you replaying in your head that has already happened, or that could never happen? Or, like these kinds of, these are illusions and delusions. These are things that are not getting us anywhere, right? So it's about like stopping yourself. Like being mindful means you're paying attention to what you are thinking, so that you can either stop thinking that way, okay, or you have to catch yourself so that you become aware of the thoughts that you're having that are contributing to your downfall and to your pain and suffering. Really, it's just suffering, okay? And you have control over your thoughts. You have control over every faculty in your being. It's the only thing that you have control over, okay? And that's the most beautiful thing, because that means that you can change it. You can change things around. It doesn't take away, though, your experiences and invalidate them. But those experiences that you keep going over and over and over and over, they're holding you back. They're holding you back from the happiness that you wish you could replace with all of this overthinking. Like you're sitting there going, I wish I could just switch this off and go back to when I was happy. And the thing is, you can't go back to when you were happy, but you can just start little by little. And one of the ways you can do that is to observe your thoughts and to curb them, so you're not hurting yourself anymore. So you're not suffering anymore. and you throw your, because you're coming up as a very creative person. So there is a project that this keeps coming up. I'm sorry I'm repeating it again, but there is this project that you've been working on that is near completion or needs to be completed, that you haven't you didn't have a follow through on. They're talking about that. They're saying this thing, whatever it is going to pull you right out of what you're suffering right now. And this thing is going to replace all of that pain and suffering. It's not going to wash it away completely, because that pain and suffering and that experience you had is part of you. It's part of your growth. It's part of your experience. It's a beautiful thing. It's just that you need time to move, to get away from it. Because the further you get away from it, the less it hurts. And the thing that you are being asked to do is to love yourself out of it. Create yourself out of it. Finish this thing that you're avoiding, because this is the ticket. This is the way out. You're putting a lot of expectation. I think there's a focus on that. Expectation that you have of yourself, and you have some self-limiting belief systems that need to be looked at as well. If you want to change those, you can. If you want to see where you have expectations and how those expectations might not be met ever, you might want to lose them. But hey, it's your life and you can choose that. That's the cool thing. But often I've found that beliefs and expectations hold me back tremendously, because that stuff, it's outside of me. Like I can believe in me and expect myself to perform in a certain way, but even then I'm in this mode of be present, be cognizant of what you are putting on your shoulders for no reason. It's doing you no good. And I have to switch into being kind to myself. Because our thoughts are, I don't know, man. It's like a minefield sometimes, But here's the beautiful thing. Spirit always likes to end on that high note. At least with me, in my readings. The path is opening. There's some path that you have been asking to find. It's opening for you right now. And it starts with you completing something. You're completing some kind of work on yourself, something creative, something that involves a consistency that only you have. Really talented at that. Really talented at working hard every day, little by little, and never giving up. People can learn from you. Be that example for them. That even though life, knocked me, I'm still here and I'm moving through it. And so, yeah, get back to that part where you were grounded, hardworking, seeking that, knowing that your hard work is going to lead to success, like that mindset, because that's natural for you. The pathway is opening up for you. Will you quiet your mind enough to see it? That's the question, and that's how I'm going to end this. I am sending you so much love now and always.